In this lesson, we will learn how to sketch straight lines in three different scenarios. So this is the first scenario in which we have two different equations, and this equation is mathematically known as the slope-intercept form of line. Why? Because I have the slope right here, which is the m, which is right now is at 2, and I have the y-intercept, which is -6. So generally, this equation is y equal to mx plus c, but right now this c is a -6. So in order to sketch this line on the xy plane, all we need to do is we just need to see what exactly our y-intercept is. So we can see that the y-intercept is -6. So you just need to go on the y-axis and see where exactly -6 will be. So this is a -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and this is -6. So this is my first point, which is the -6, and this is the y-intercept. Now, I just need to see that in order to sketch the line, I need to have a second point. Now, for finding the second point, I can find the x-intercept. Now, in the previous lesson, I explained the concept of x-intercept, which was that you have to keep y 0 in order to find the x-intercept, because on the x-axis the value of y becomes a 0. So this is the way you can find x-intercept. You have to keep y equal to 0 when you are finding x-intercept. So now what you have to do is just take this -6 on the left hand side, so this becomes 6 is equal to 2x, and now divide both sides by a 2, so then you get x is equal to 3. So this is the value of my x-intercept. So now all you need to do is just see where exactly this 3 is on the x-axis. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this point is here as 3. So I have 2 points over here. Now all you need to do is just match these points by a straight line, and this line is the line which is represented by this equation right here. Now let's move on towards the second equation, and in second equation we can see this is y equal to mx plus c. So this is the value of m right here, and this is the value of c right here. So this is my y-intercept, this is the slope. So first things first, that you have to mark the y-intercept on the xy plane. So this time the y-intercept is 5. So you just need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the point where you have to mark your y-intercept as 5. So this is the first point. Now in order to make a line, you need to have a second point. Now to find the second point, you need to find the x-intercept. So the concept remains same, that you have to keep y equal to 0, and then it will be -2x plus 5. Take this 5 on the left hand side, so this becomes a -5 is equal to -2x. Divide both sides by a -2. So finally you get x is equal to positive 2.5. Now all you need to do is just mark this 2.5 on the x-axis, because this is my x-intercept. So this is 1, this is 2, and somewhere here there will be 2.5. Now the final step is to just match these 2 points in order to make the line, which is represented by this equation right here. Now let's move on towards the second scenario. So here we have a second scenario in which I have the equation, but this equation is not in the form of slope-intercept form. You can convert this equation into slope-intercept form of line. Like you can do it like this: 3y is equal to positive 2x plus 6, and then just divide the whole equation by 3. So y is equal to 2 over 3x plus 2. You can do it like this, but there's far more simple way which will save your time, and you don't have to like specifically convert it into slope intercept form of line. So that method is to find x-intercept and y-intercept individually and then plot both the intercepts on this xy plane. So all you can now do is just find the x-intercept and the y-intercept individually. So as far as x-intercept is concerned, we have to keep y equal to 0. That means I'll get 3 times 0 minus 2x is equal to 6. That means it will be negative 2x equal to 6 and then divide both sides by a negative 2. So you get x is equal to negative 3. So this is my x-intercept. Just go on this xy plane and just count where exactly negative 3 will be. So this is negative 1, negative 2 and negative 3. So this is my first point right here, which is the x-intercept negative 3. And then you have to find the y-intercept. In order to find the y-intercept, you always have to keep x equal to 0. That means it will be 3y minus 2 times 0 is equal to a 6. So 3y is equal to a 6. Divide both sides by 3, so you get y is equal to 2. Now this is my y-intercept. Just go on the y-axis and just count where exactly will 2 be. So this is 1 and this is 2. So this is the y-intercept, which is 2 right now. So all now you have to do is just match these 2 points in order to make a straight line, which is represented by this equation right here. Now let's move on towards the second example of this scenario, which is negative 4x plus 3y is equal to negative 24. So I'm repeating myself once again. One of the methods is to convert this into slope-intercept form and then just do it in the way in which we were doing the questions of scenario number 1. But the thing is, you can individually find the x and y intercept and simply plot them on the xy plane. So in order to find the x-intercept, all you have to do is just keep y equal to 0, so it becomes negative 4x. So because this y is 0, so 3 times 0 will be a 0, so I'm not writing anything right now, is equal to negative 24. Just divide both sides by negative 4, so you get x is equal to a positive 6. So this is the x-intercept. All you have to do is just count where exactly this 6 will be. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is the first point, which is 6. Now let's find out the y-intercept. In order to find the y-intercept, you always have to keep x equal to 0. So if I am keeping x equal to 0, negative 4 times 0 will ultimately be a 0. So I'm not writing this thing. It will be a complete 0. So it will be 3y is equal to negative 24. Divide both sides by a 3. So you get y is equal to negative 8. So you have y equal to negative 8. Now all you have to do is just count where exactly this negative 8 will be. So let's count on the y-axis. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, and somewhere here it will be negative 8. All you have to do is just match these 2 points together, and this line right here is the line which is represented by this equation. So this was all for scenario number 2. So let's move on towards scenario number 3. Now scenario number 3 can be a bit tricky, but still it's really simple. In scenario number 3, we can see that we have a point and we don't have any equation from where we can find the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and just when we have the 2 points, we can just match the 2 points and we can have the line. Here we just have a single point and we have the slope with us. In such scenarios, all you have to do is just mark the first point and then we'll use this slope to mark the second point. Now how it's done, the first step is to mark this point 1 comma 4. So this is 1 right here, like x is 1 and y is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this point is 1 comma 4. So this is 1 comma 4 here. In the previous lesson of gradient and slope, we learned that m is equal to rise over run. That means the rise over here is -3 and the run over here is 2. So -3 means that it will be going down because rise is always vertical. Negative is representing that it will go vertically downwards. So it will go vertically downwards by 3 units, and the run is always horizontal. That means it will be moving on the right side by 2 units. So just do it one by one. We are first considering this rise. So the rise is -3. Just move -3. So 1, 2, 3 units down, and the run is 2. That means I have to move horizontally 2 units on the right, 1 and 2. So this is the point which I am getting. And then finally all you have to do is just match these 2 points in order to get the final line. So we will consider one more example from here. So we have m equal to 4 and we have a certain point which is -3 comma -5. So let's first mark this point on the xy plane. So -3 comma -5 will be -1, -2, -3. It's -3 on the x-axis and -5 on the y-axis. So -1, -2, -3. Then y-axis is also -5, so it will be -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. So this is the point where exactly you have to do your initial marking. So this is -3 comma -5. Now all I have to do is just use this slope right here, and we can see that we have the rise as 4, but we cannot see the run. So in this scenario, we can consider 4 over 1 because whenever we have any number like 5 or maybe 3 or maybe 2, so there is always 1 in the denominator. Likewise here it was just 4. That means this 4 is my rise and this 1 is my run. That means all you have to do is from this point right here, you have to rise. That means you have to move vertically upward by 4 units because this is a 4. So we'll just move vertically upward by 4 units from this point, and then we have to move horizontally by just 1 unit on the right because this is 1. So let's start moving. So the rise is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the run is just 1. So it's just 1. So this is our second point. Now all you have to do is just match these 2 points to get the final line. So I hope all these 3 scenarios were clear. Let me give a recap. So this was the first scenario, which was the slope-intercept form of line, in which we see that first of all you have to mark the y-intercept, and then you just find the x-intercept. You have the 2 points, and then you just match the 2 points. In the second scenario, the equation is not in the slope-intercept form of line. So all we do is we find the x-intercept and y-intercept individually, and then just plot those x and y intercepts and then just make a line by matching those points. In the third scenario, we can see that we have a point and we have a slope. We don't have any equation. So we just mark the first point and then we use the slope to find the second point and then just match those points to get the line.